all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're one of our regulars, welcome back. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 28th of November. The volatility in the oil market continued overnight, with the commodity rising to breach the $61 per barrel mark. This after a US industry report suggested that the country's gasoline surplus was shrinking. The uncertainty could continue well into next week when the OPEC meet and could decide on production cuts going forward. The big news in India is that there's another attempt to rescue Air India. The government plans to transfer a significant part of Air India's debt and its ground handling unit into a separate entity. Aviation Secretary R.N. Chaubey told reporters that a special purpose vehicle had been incorporated and that the government's 100% shareholding in Air India Air Transport Services will be transferred to it. The stake will be sold to a buyer and the proceeds will be used to retire Air India debt. Chaubey refused to share the quantum of Air India's debt that will be transferred to the new entity. The Reserve Bank of India will continue to infuse liquidity into the banking system to compensate for a pickup in currency in circulation and strong credit growth. In a notification last evening, the central bank said it would infuse 40,000 crore rupees through bond purchases under its open market operation program in December. This is similar to the amount of liquidity that was infused in November. Now, the Reserve Bank of India has also reiterated that credit growth to the economy remains strong, countering the government's narrative that lending restrictions placed on weak banks are leading to constrained flow of credit. The RBI released data that showed that adjusted non-food bank credit grew at 15.6% during the fortnight ended November 9. The non-food bank credit adjusts for government bond investments by banks and shows the flow of resources to the commercial sector. Sparring promoters of Yes Bank are apparently inching towards a truce, but there was no clarity on Tuesday over the exact status of the talks, with Rana Kapoor's camp claiming discussions are at an advanced stage, but Madhu Kapoor's family maintaining that discussions are still on. The update came only hours after Moody's Investors Service downgraded Yes Bank ratings, citing corporate governance concerns and the likely impact of the imminent change in management on growth strategy. Ramesh Swaminathan, the Chief Financial Officer of Lupin, will step down from his position in December. He plans to take up responsibilities outside the pharmaceutical industry, according to a company notification. In international markets, US stocks ended higher, but tech stocks underperformed. The Dow and S&P 500 ended higher by 0.4 and 0.3% respectively, while the Nasdaq ended practically unchanged. In Asia this morning, among the three early risers, the Nikkei in Japan has started strong, gaining about 0.7%, while the Australian benchmark and Kospi were trading with marginal cuts. Well, with that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Darshan. What are the cues you're picking up ahead of trade today?
Hi Alex, good morning everyone. The global markets are stable at this point of time. Even crude is stable. LME commodities are down in trade and the SGX Nifty is indicating a slightly positive outlook. Two numbers that came out after market hours yesterday. Reliance Capital declared its second quarter numbers. Revenues were up 10% and profit at 280 crores versus a net loss of 163 crores last time around. Vadilal Enterprises revenues up 14%, net loss of 1 crore versus a net profit of 1.3 crores last year. In stocks to watch out for, Lupin's S. Ramesh has resigned as the Chief Financial Officer of the company with effect from December 12. No doubt it will be a sentimental impact given the fact that the pharma industry is going through a turbulent time. So sentimentally, yes, Lupin probably will react negatively in trade. Competition Commission of India approves LIC's acquisition of 51% equity stake in IDBI Bank. Press Trust of India reports that the future retail Amazon deal is likely to happen in the next 10 days, in which Amazon will buy around 9.5% stake in future retail, and both parties are in advance stock for the deal. Axiscade's engineering technology arm wins 2 contracts worth almost $20 million. And at the Times of India reports that Nestle is nearing a deal to buy Horlicks from GSK. In terms of bulk deals, the promoter of Vito Switchgears acquires 0.9% stake in the company. In terms of corporate action, it's the ex-date for Arvind to demerge into 3 entities, and Jaiprakash Power Ventures will move into the ASM framework. In terms of brokerages, CLSA has maintained a buy on Astral Poly with a target price of 1225. They're saying that the Rex acquisition adds a new growth dimension and the additive operating leverage benefits will drive margin expansion. And UBS has come out with a note on Yes Bank in which they maintain a sell with a target price of 150. Remember, UBS for the longest time has been negative on Yes Bank despite the counter outperforming. They believe that the NPL recognition has yet to take place and is not fully priced in. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab and you'll be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. And thank you all for listening in. That's all we have for you on this podcast, but there's a lot more, like Darshan said, on the website, so do check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.